Welcome everyone to another great episode of Brutally Honest. I am your host, Stitches MBC, and today I am joined with
Notorious True, baby.
Bella.
And you already know it's your boy Brutal Keith.
How's everybody doing? Press 1 if it's live, 2 if it's a replay. If you guys want to shout out, just comment. Just know whatever you guys comment, whether you guys disagree or agree, we fully appreciate all the feedback. What we do on this show is an open-minded talk. Whether we agree with each other or disagree with each other, let's try to at least level the playing field, at least try to understand each other, because at the end of the day, miscommunication is key.
Communication is key.
You got
that? You got that?
Something else.
That's what it's all about. We don't need to be having communication no more.
Nah.
You got a female up in here. What you think gonna happen?
Apparently, miscommunication is key. I mean, I see what's going on with the George Floyd situation, things like that. It's a lot of miscommunication. We're seeing a lot of looting. We're seeing a lot of protests. We're seeing a lot of riots. And to be honest, guys, don't get offended. I don't even think it's about George Floyd anymore.
Oh, it's never been about that, bro.
It's never been. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't think it's just. First of all, from my research, I've seen the thing with Target has happened because people were trying to get milk from being pepper sprayed, and they were denied sale, and that's how it happened, where they were grabbing milk out of Target, saying that they need it.
But why burn down Target? Like True was saying that what did Orlando do? What did us in Orlando do? What did we do?
Man, Orlando looted Krispy Kreme. Of all things y'all want to loot, of all things y'all want to ask my true thing. If you're gonna be or protest, if you're gonna really protest, then really do it. Like all that peaceful stuff, it's out the window for me. Period.
At the end of the day, bro, being public figures, having a social media account, you can't win. You go and protest, now you're clout chasing.
Yeah, like but
you don't go and protest, now you're not supporting the cause.
But if you're really for something, you're not worried about anybody else and what they think.
Well, but you are worried about when everybody's rioting and looting and you got your kids with you.
Yeah, I mean that's a smart one.
I mean, you just gotta know.
If you taking your kids to a looting and rioting, bro, like really use your head, bro. Like that doesn't even make any sense. How does that make any sense? You can barely protect yourself. These people don't care about your life. If y'all get out of irate, they already trained to kill y'all. So
I mean, it's not even only that. It's people. It's even like ignorant people who are coming into the protest with bow and arrows. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I
Did you see that video?
To be honest, the only thing that I have an issue with, the only issue that I have, look guys, if you guys want to protest, riot, whatever it is that you guys want to do, just do it. Who cares? It's your life. What I do have an issue with is when they start looting and vandalizing local business owners, black-owned businesses, Spanish-owned businesses, Asian-owned businesses, and things like that. Like, hold up, we're together in this. Like, isn't there an IRS building somewhere y'all want to vandalize? No, y'all want to vandalize the Krispy Kreme. No, y'all want to vandalize the mom and pop store. And like how you're saying, the bow and arrow, okay, cool, I get it, that's going overboard, but a lot of times we don't even know where these people are coming from. A lot of times they feel threatened, they just want to protect themselves. A lot of times, we see people complaining, oh, but why is this state rioting? Why is that state looting? Because they have gone through the same injustice with with the police brutality. We just didn't know about it. It just didn't go viral like Floyd, like Eric Gardner, things like that just didn't go viral. But we just opened up the show. We wanted to get that out of our system. We're not going to be talking about that anymore today. If y'all want us to, that'll be for another time.
Hit me in person if you want a real brutal honest about that. Let's go.
Today's actually a recap show. Last month we all had a solo show. Where we was all alone speaking on topics. So today we're all together and we're gonna speak our piece as far as the topics at hand. Such topics go as far as the roommate zone. Going from soulmate to roommate. I like the way he laughs. We're gonna talk about call me the bad guy. I really want to talk about it. I seen the first 5 minutes of Keith's show and I still don't know what the hell he's talking about. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about givers and takers, and I want to add an extra one to yours. Pretenders. Can we add that one too? Okay, but we will. Regardless, that wasn't a question. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about True's topic as far as have you ever been the toxic one in the relationship? Most of us have, and if you was, What did you do to correct yourself? You know, we're also going to talk about how their happiness is not our responsibility. We're going to talk about how can relationships last nowadays, you know, with this new society that we're living in, but a lot of us still carry our old standards. Can a relationship flourish under these conditions? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, is it plutonic or platonic? We're going to talk about that as far as, but we're going to talk about that as far as, like, do we ever outgrow being friends with benefits? You know, you've had this mess around for years. Isn't it time to move forward? Or are you comfortable? Are you good? Where are you at? We're going to talk about that. I'm chilling. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about what's the rush of getting into a relationship. Y'all guys going to help me. You guys, I hope you guys help me. Because this guy's over here trying to force me. He created a Tinder account under my name, my profile. He's talking to females under me like he's going on dates for me.
Listen. One way or another, we going on a group date. He gonna have somebody.
Oh, no, that's tough. That's tough. I know where that's going. I've been there, boy. Don't do it.
What's the rush of getting into a relationship when I'm the prize?
Facts.
Ooh, I like that. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to end the show with this quote. I actually thought about this quote at 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up from the middle of my dream. It came to my head. I'm like, you know, I need to write this down. So I wrote it down. Thank God for that. And the quote goes, you love to be feared. Ooh, you love to be feared. Mainly because you fear to be loved.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So starting the show, press 1 if it's live, 2 if it's a replay. Jaylene, I can't hear. Does anybody else having that issue? Everybody that tuning in, I fully appreciate it. Tina, Christina, Nate, Jessica, Wendy, and everybody tuning in. Haiti, 1 if it's live, 2 if it's a replay. Comment as much as you guys want, and we do all appreciate it if you guys were to share the video. We're gonna talk about the roommate zone. Do y'all know what the roommate zone is? So it goes something like this, like, you know, it's like similar to y'all was soulmate and now y'all just roommates. Y'all already know about the cupcake phase in the beginning where it's so lovey-dovey and y'all still feel the butterflies in your stomach. I mean, you should take a laxative for that. You know, and everything is good. You know, you feel me? Everything is good. But there comes a time that things become stagnant or things become boring or things become a routine. What I mean by that is just the passion is just not the same anymore. A lot of us, we get confused or we're under this impression as far as once you love somebody and love is enough.
When people live with each other, they get lazy. And that's the reason why it becomes boring. I'm going to just say that.
I wouldn't say lazy. I would say they get comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable, yeah.
And with that brings the laziness, because when you're comfortable, it's like, I can get away with not doing it today. It'll be all right. I get to it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
But how are you going to be like that when you're actually living with the person? I can understand when you're not living with the person. You could be like, oh, I get to it tomorrow. He or she, they won't know. They won't know. They won't know, right? Like, but you're living with the person. Like,
because they feel like since we already see each other 24/7, there's no need to go out and about and, you know, rekindle that little spark by going out and doing something different.
I mean, but does it mean just because they, you know, comfortable and kicking it, does it actually mean that they spark going? Because they may still got, you know what I'm saying, got the little flame. They just comfortable chilling.
If you in the roommate zone, it's over, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
I mean, we're not talking about y'all still working on things. We talking about from soulmate to roommate, meaning that part of the relationship is over. But there are so many people that are caught up in their routines, or they have kids, you know, and they do things on a day-to-day where one person brings the kids to school, the other might pick them up when they come home from work, the one person might make dinner, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And even though the relationship might not work, the house situation and everything else may. Cool. And that's what I mean about the comfortability, as far as they're comfortable with the routine they have set, even though they don't get along anymore.
And that's real.
And it's not only that; it's just like getting comfortable in the fact that you're both working. A lot of couples that live together, they work different work shifts. Yeah. So one's working daytime, one's working night. When are they gonna have time for each other?
I mean, you want to spice it up? Bring somebody new to the house. Bring another girl or guy to the house and see what happens. See how it gets
that
spicy.
is
I
for
would
me,
say.
but
No.
if it's all about y'all, then
I want to see if the sparks are still there. You know what I'm saying? If the sparks.
listen.
Yeah,
I
a lot of
think I'm
times-
spontaneous enough to know.
If I'm in the other
What
room,
to do
Juicy
to
can
spice
get
it
down. And she gonna be like, what?
I bet you your face changes when she wants to bring another dude to that situation.
And
If the sparks is gone, the sparks is gone. Do your thing.
Now the sparks is gone. Now the sparks is gone. Now if they going, they going.
No,
It
let
ain't-
me get me. Matter of fact, where's your homegirl at? Cause no, like what we doing? Like,
But why would you put in that effort
This
after?
conversation's gone left. He said, get the home girl.
Y'all really
Oh,
think
man.
once y'all in that roommate zone, it's over?
I mean, like I said, y'all told me.
And I was gonna say, especially with you being quiet over here, because you're the one that said it on the show when you was talking about it. Do you think the relationship was over before it got to the roommate zone, or you think?
Yeah, it has to be.
So at that point, it's like, as far as the getting back, the trying to spice it up at this point, all of those efforts are gone, bro.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. If you
at
are
this
no
point,
longer making efforts, then
it's
Wait, are
y'all
still
just live together. Y'all might not even sleep in the same bed, bro.
Are y'all still like every
Listen,
night again busting down?
I'll tell you from experience.
It's just
true.
sex nowadays. It's not
Listen.
mixing love or passion.
Yeah.
Y'all just
Yeah.
doing it
Y'all
just to
still
get
getting
busted
it off a
up.
little bit? Y'all
I
still
will
busting-
tell you
busting
from
off?
experience, and I'll speak on it, being brutally honest. I've been in this. When me and my kid's mom's situationship wasn't working out, and I had to move out, it wasn't like the day ish hit the fan, I was like, I'm out. It was like, okay, dude, I had to decide, I had to figure it out, I had to get myself together to do what I needed to do as far as moving out.
Yeah,
but it was a decision I had to make, and we had kids. So that was part of the factor. So it was like, we're in the same house. We were sleeping in the same bed, bro. And I mean, for months, there was no nothing. That's why I said,
disagree with all
when,
of y'all
when I
right
say
now.
it gets to
Already.
a point
I
of, at
disagree
some
with all
point,
of y'all.
it's over.
think y'all
At,
spoken
like
out.
that part, as far as trying to spice it up.
Mr. Open Mind is disagreeing.
I guess
Yeah.
it's your mom's.
Well, have
I-
an open mind
I
when you don't have an
disagree.
opinion.
I disagree with what y'all saying.
What you
But
saying?
I am going to say this. And I've been saying this since I was like 17. And it goes like this. All relationships, and I'm going to include all of them, all relationships are over way before the breakup. Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. I'm also going to say this. I disagree with the notion as far as once you're in that roommate zone, it's over. Why do I disagree with that? Because if there's still love there, there's still hope, and there's still a way for you to fix it. Just because you have the awareness of you being in the roommate zone does not mean it's too late. You have that awareness being, if you still love that person, if it bothers you that you're in that roommate zone, that clearly you still have feelings for this person. So once you have that awareness, my advice to everybody that feels that and they are in that situation is talk to your partner, see if you guys can rekindle that passion. But if your partner doesn't feel the same way anymore, if the love is gone, because at the end of the day, one gives up before the other one.
But you can love somebody with wanting them to be happy somewhere else because...
That's fantastic, but there's a big difference between loving somebody and still being in love with that person.
Very true.
So if you're still in love with that person and maybe you're not 10 feet deep. Let's just use an example analogy. Maybe you're 1 foot deep, like it's just your ankles. Now you're ankle deep right now, but you're still somewhat in love with this person. You still have a sense of jealousy. A healthy jealousy as far as, oh, you don't want to see them with somebody else. A sense of hope, knowing, no, this person is good for me. Maybe we need to change our ways. Maybe there's something that I'm lacking. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I fell back. I need to communicate this with this person. And then if it's too late and if it's over, then it's over. Y'all move forward from then. But I'm not going to say, once you have that awareness, like, oh my God, I feel like my girl's just my roommate now. Oh, I'm just going to break up all her and dip. Like, no. If it took time for you guys to get to that level, it took time. You invested time.
Time you don't want to waste, so yeah.
So you're going to talk instead of just throwing it out like it's no good. You don't know. You still care about it. If you didn't care about it, then it is over.
So I'm going to pay some put like this. So I'm just going off of how y'all broke it down to me just now. Like, okay, your roommate zone is done. But if you're talking like how you're talking, then are you technically still in the roommate zone? Or are you like
Friends with benefits?
Yeah, like, what are you technically then? Like, if you, because how I just got it broke down to
A friend with benefit, there is no commitment.
Yeah, it's no
you still
commitment.
have a commitment when you still claiming them, and they still have the title of that's your man or that's your girl.
I'm more
that's,
so like saying
a friend with benefit, you will never give them that title of that's my shorty.
But like, okay, we'll go off to like the soulmate, the roommate, okay? You know, when you have a soulmate, you know what I'm saying? A soulmate is, you know, from what our understanding is, a soulmate is somebody that's forever. Or somebody that's going to be with you or be there for a standard time. Now, just because
like
you
a
guys...
twin flame?
Yeah,
right?
twin flame. Just
Okay.
because you guys have entered that roommate zone, that's what I'm saying. Like, and what I've understood roommate zone is to be is done, like cold. Like, I'm going on temperature, cold. The passion's going, all that's done. So, from soulmate to roommate, if you're saying... If you're telling me that one, okay, you still feel the way, but you can fix it, then are you technically in the roommate zone? Are you still a soulmate? Because what is the line that's breaking it? Oh, that you guys are just roommates now? No, you guys still
the line
there.
that broke it is the comfortability and also your passion, and not just that, your desire to keep moving forward with that person. That's the thin line. So once you don't have that line, once you don't have that passion, once you don't have that desire, once you don't have the love or whatever, then y'all just roommates. And that's what I mean as far as from soulmate to roommate. Now y'all just became roommates, being y'all still co-parent, whatever it is, coexist, share the bills in the house, y'all still living together, y'all still get along, everything is cool. But you don't have that desire like, man, I can't wait to go home for my shorty, let her know what happened today. I can't wait to just spend time with her. Now we're over here thinking about, I can't wait to go home and go on Call of Duty. Now we're thinking about, I can't wait and just to go home so I can freshen up so I can go chill with my boys. You feel me? Now, once in a while, that's cool because we all need balance. I'm not trying to be with shorty every single day. Like, no, I had a life before you. I might have a life after you. Right now, you're just a part of my life. You're not my life. You will never be my life. My life will always be my life.
Correct.
Whatever I decide or whatever I consider, whatever I deemed worthy to be part of my life. Right now, you're my girl. You're part of my life, but you're not my life. My life does not revolve around you. The same way I don't revolve around her.
Right.
She has her own life too.
Correct.
She had her job. She had her responsibility. She probably had kids or parents that she's still taking. Whatever it is, she had this life. Now, just because I'm in the picture, it's very selfish for me to think that she has to drop everything and just make it all about me.
Facts.
Right?
Very facts.
I feel like that's very selfish.
Very.
But she should take some time to spend with me. If all she could take is 10% of her time, then I should be understanding and appreciative of that. I shouldn't be on that, why can't I get half? Like, yo, if she's only available to chill with you on a Sunday evening, then take that.
I think that depends on the level of the relationship you're in. Like,
okay.
Because if you're getting more and more serious, then you should be opening more and more and building an empire together. But that's just me and what my goals are. And if somebody matches that with me, then that's how I would open up my time for him.
I don't think it does. Because you're talking to me about a relationship. I'm talking from as everything in general, even in the talking phase, even in the dating phase. And I'm talking more about the foundation. I'm on the basement still. The relationship could be the top floor of the suite, whatever example, analogy we want to come up with. But throughout all these floors, there should be a level of understanding. There should be a level of, hold up, we're talking. We're getting to know each other. I'm getting to know your schedule. I already knew that you only had Sunday evenings available. I knew that already. It's not like it came out the blue. And if it did, you would let me know because I'm so understanding and we're so cool now, right?
And communication, right?
Miscommunication is key, right?
Always key.
Always rock with that. And that's just all I mean as far as, yeah, it's cool to get to know somebody and things like that. But we need to be very careful as far as how much time we giving the other person. If you want to give them 90% of your time because 90% of your time is available, do it. But don't expect the other person to have the same amount of time as you available. You probably work from home. You probably make some good investments and you don't even have to work. Your money, it's already building its own revenue on its own. You could travel the world. You make it. we all have a different blueprint in our lives. We all have our own different paths. A lot of our paths can go straight. A lot of us go zigzags. A little one go a 360, go all the way back, and now we're starting to move forward. But as long as you're on the path and moving forward, that's all that matters. What I'm saying is we have to understand each other, be on the same level, and as far as accepting each other for who they are. Now, if you took your time, I want to go and chill with her, you know what, I'm going to call out of work, or you know what, I'm going to call it. We've done things like that because in the beginning, you know, I really want to spend time with her and things like that.
Yeah.
But we can't always expect that. Like you said,
Yeah,
hold
exactly.
up, you're working. Like,
you gotta make your money. You can't not.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know why you calling me the bad guy when he's Tony and Montana.
Who brought this together?
Or should we call you Brutal Keith from now on? I mean, that's how your intro started.
I mean, honestly, you can call whatever you want. It's what I respond to that's gonna work.
Ain't that the truth?
But
hold up, bro. Let me give a quick shout out to Tina. Tina, your head leaves before body does.
I agree with that, but it's also the heart that leaves as well.
Kevin, it all depends on the situation on why that person became a roommate.
I agree with you, Kevin.
That's also true. Tina, she's responding to you. Till she leaves you for her homegirl. Yikes. Nate, some people...
If it's dead, it's dead. I don't care. Live your life, bro.
Nate, fully appreciate you tuning in and comments. And he goes, some people just get comfortable and get used to what's been going on. It's always good to keep the flame burning any way possible. What I've noticed with most current day relationships is that people get bored and leave, roommate or not. That's also true. You're right. What's good, RC? Thank you for tuning in. One, if it's live, two, if it's a replay. Why? Like, okay, so you said something about it's the call me the bad guy. You also used a lot of analogies from Scarface. Something about the world is yours. What did you mean, bro?
Well, one of the things, and just to tie it into what you was just saying, as far as when people move, as long as they move in a path, as long as they're moving in a direction, we all have different paths that we take. The point of that message, Mr. in the first 5 minutes still didn't get it was yeah, I caught that.
I was being nice, bro. I watched the first 15. I thought I was being nice. Okay,
listen,
but
it was a good show. You should have watched all of it. But if you didn't, that's okay. I appreciate it. After 3 minutes, I get the view anyway. But
30 seconds. But continue.
Okay, that number. But the whole purpose of that was more so like what 50 Cent said as far as get rich or die trying. The story of Tony Montana was somebody who literally came for nothing. He started from being deported from his country, being sent over here, having absolutely nothing, and building himself up. Now, he started in a dishwasher. It was something, but he was like, this ain't for me. Saw something he wanted to get into, saw somebody he wanted to aspire to be like, and be the boss. Really, that's what he wanted to be. I mean, we can say drugs, hustling, whatever it is the case may be, but he wanted to be the boss. Now, his inspiration in the movie came from, you know, the boss's woman. He wanted her, and she played him like a chump because he was like, he's nothing. He showed her how he was going to be something. And once he set his mind to it, the thing about it, and the reason why I say you can call me the bad guy, or like I said with 50 Cent as far as the whole get rich or die trying, is because if it's your dreams, if it's what you aspire to be, if it's what you see as your contribution to this world, to the population, why not, if you're not going to die trying to achieve it, what are you here for? What are you doing? And I'm not saying everybody knows what their path is. Like you said, we all have different ones. Some people may not know what that is. But once you know what you put here to do, like for you, for example, you want to inspire. You inspire. You do your dreams. You're doing what you want to do. And I know there's so much more that's going to come with it. But if you're not willing to die trying to achieve it, why would you even want to inspire other people? If you're not, you get what I'm saying?
And there's some people who get too comfortable with their lives, they don't even try. So you can't take life for granted. You gotta find your purpose and go.
Correlation with the bad guy part though. How does it make you bad? Well,
the reason I said you can call me the bad guy is because everybody needs or wants somebody to point a finger at. Everybody wants that excuse. Everybody wants that scapegoat, that one person, that one thing, for example, to be the reason why they can't get up off their ass and do what needs to be done. So, when I say call me the bad guy, say it was my fault. Say you ain't got a job and you've been sitting at home for the last 2 months, not because of COVID, but because you've been watching Brutally Honest, because Brutal Keith said, he the shit or something. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Blame me, though. Blame me.
So how do we move from givers and takers? Because that's something that you said probably the first week we was chilling. You said that. So that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I know the spill. You want to repeat it again for them as far as givers and takers? What you mean by that?
Well, I just always say that this world has two type of people, and I know there might be more because I know you got the pretenders coming. You mentioned it. But the reason why I say givers and takers, and what I explained on my show was, there are people in this world that are givers where they always put themselves in a position to give. They always have enough, not just for themselves, but enough to give to others. And then there are always people that have themselves in a position to take, meaning they're never going to be in a position where they can give. And if they have more than enough of themselves, they still want to take more because it's in their nature to. It's not that they have enough because they want to give it away. It's they have enough because to them, they want to one-up somebody, or in their mind, they need to be the one to have it all. So those are the two type of people. And I mean, you want to throw in a third one here.
So he's saying there's two type of people. There's givers and takers. People that give, there's people that take. And I'm saying maybe there's some wrong right in the middle as far as they're just pretending, meaning they're moving along life as far as playing their roles, as far as what type of role they can play to further their own progress. Yes, being selfish as well. So they can be pretending as far as, yeah, I'm giving, but they all have their own personal agenda behind things because they know at the end of the result, things like that. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't just put it just black and white. There's just givers and there's takers.
You have no hope in humanity.
Me?
No, let's be real.
I know, but yes,
keep it brutally honest here. Let's keep it real.
I feel like sometimes givers give so much that they lose everything, and eventually they will meet somebody who will give them what they have given in the past, which makes that person a taker. But when things progress and get better, they will end up giving that person.
Oh, definitely.
They're going to make sure they eat and everything.
And don't get me wrong. When I say that there's givers and takers and the givers always have themselves in a position to give, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that those people can never be takers, or the takers of the world can never put themselves, never do something to give. Because like he just said, there are people that will pretend to give you something because they want something in return.
Yeah.
So you do have that, and like you just said, there are people that feel like, oh, I can give and give and give, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, I don't even have enough anymore. Now I don't have enough of I can't give. Now I gotta be a taker. And that happens, but it's just like with the good and evil, and like Stitch say, the balance of everything. There's gonna be both, but I would say we all have one that's more than the other.
That's more dominant. We all have a more dominant trait.
And the reason why I say that is because I don't really believe that people are pretending. I believe that people are going with their emotions. They don't know what to do, but they just take the chance. A lot of people don't take chance in life, and they end up missing out on a lot of opportunities because they don't take what is being given.
It's not that I have. It's not that I have.
There are opportunities in the world. There are people that know
there are opportunities
in the world.
And
those are the pretenders that he's talking about.
Those are people who will take whatever they can to benefit them. But
they're opportunists.
Yeah.
Their opportunities are not, and they're not coming from a genuine place. They're coming from a spot where the end result, like you said, the end result is like, I know to you it's like, oh, you're giving me this, but really I'm giving you this because I know once you do this, they're gonna be showing me love.
She said that I have no hope for humanity.
Me either.
The reality is, I do have hope.
I know.
It's just, but check this out, bro. My faith in humanity is the size of a mustard seed. Now there is a biblical phrase. Have enough faith, the size of a mustard seed, and you can move mountains,
you
right?
You just had a little country accent there. Mustard seed.
Mustard seed, yeah. Si tú tienes fe como un granito de mostaza, tú puedes mover montaña. How's that accent? Exactly my Juan bilingual. How we could do this. It's not that I don't have hope. It's that you have to be a realist. You have to see what's going on inside you. I mean, look what's going on right now in this world. I mean, who has hope for humanity as far as we're gonna get better? How are we getting better? If peaceful protests don't work, if violent protests don't work, if police still keep beating our ass, if we keep taking advantage of our own brothers and sisters, we're teaching this to our kids. Our kids see that. The generation is a repeated cycle. How are things gonna get better?
No, you want to be.
Humans suck.
Sometimes we all have to be the change that we want to see.
We suck. That's great, and that's great. Be the change that you want to see. But that's going to be your change, and you can only control what happens in your life and around your life, your household, your family, your situation, your circle, whatever it is that you got control. But that's you, and you're not even a speck compared to the population of this whole world. You're not even a speck. You're just there. And who cares about what's going on in the whole world when you only have control of what's going on in your world, your universe, what's going on around you. So I can see everything all the bullshit that's happening right now. And I'm aware of all of that. I am not hiding my son or my daughter from it. I'm not going to say I'm exposed them like we was talking about. I'm going to take them where people are right now. We're not going to do that. But we are going to expose them in a way as far as letting them know, like, look, this is what you got to watch out for. This is what it is. Listen, my son's growing out in Florida. It's extremely different when you're growing up in Brooklyn up north in the 90s. Not now. Now it's a little bit better. But I'm talking about back then. So I thank God that we're all from up north. But I thank God that I went through all the bullshit. Because I learned from that. I was exposed to all that shit at a young age. Now it doesn't even faze me. My son can see two people fighting on the street. He'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? And I'm like, you just keep running. You just keep walking. You just keep moving. One of the things my mom always taught me, like, if you see a fire, don't go stop and see and check it out. Keep moving on your path. Keep doing, because if not, eventually you're going to end up getting too close and you're going to get burnt. That's a nice way of saying mind your damn business.
Curiosity kills the cat.
You feel me?
I think cats have nine lives.
Yo, I know you, bro. I know you, bro. I know you have a lot of toxic traits. Yeah. I don't know about now, but I know back in the past, bro. Like, did you do anything about it?
Oh yeah, definitely had to change.
Like made it worse? Like what you mean?
Oh, it got better. I had to take a lot of self-reflection and fixing on it. Like, okay, one of my old toxic traits, honestly, was I was bad with trust issues. So my trust issues, I used to test the women I was with. Like, I would put them through a test instead of being honest and being open and speaking on the fact that, hey, as a man, I have this emotional insecurity. I have this trait where I have no trust. I don't trust women. Anything that's coming out your mouth, I'm sorry. I mean, just where I come from, the type of trust, depending on the type of trust, can mess around and get you killed. So, baby,
so you don't trust women, and I think all women play games. Continue.
Continue, you know. But I mean, okay.
Y'all teaming
but
up.
You in the middle.
You ready? You better speak out. You better speak out, girl. But what I can't understand was, acting out in those ways, being a man, we tend to have a way about us where we don't really express our emotions, express how we're feeling. We tend to just act out our feelings, act out our emotions, do it like this, and expect them to understand. Oh yeah, girl, this is why I'm this and that. That's toxic. It's very toxic. So I gotten better to the point where I expressed it to them, where we got to understand why I felt this way, and better actions happened out of that. I understood that there was a better way out of that than just moving that way.
That's cute, bro. That's cute. I mean, before you used to be like, bitch, I'm gonna crack your head. Now you'd be like, bitch, I'm gonna crack your head, and this is why. I like it. That's an improvement.
You gotta improve. You gotta improve. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Keith, talk to me, bro.
I'm just saying. You got it. Exactly.
Damn.
Bro.
Damn.
I can tell you right now, he was waiting for that.
I know.
That line up with this.
But this is why I'm gonna kick your ass.
You know what I'm saying? At least you know. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't even walking communication. That's key.
It is, huh?
Talk to me, bro.
Misinterpretation, but okay.
That's why it's key. Honestly, bro, I think everybody has toxic traits. I think we all have been toxic in our lives at least once. At least once. And what I mean by that is, I think we all have gotten to a point where we've been in a relationship or a situationship or involved with somebody, and we took advantage of a situation, or maybe we took not necessarily advantage, got a benefit from something. And we knew it, and instead of being honest about it, we might not have said anything. At least for me, in my situation, as far as being toxic, that's what I would say I've done. As far as I took advantage of somebody, or I got benefits from somebody.
So you used to be the taker.
Actually, yeah.
Gotcha. Bella, talk to me. As far as...
So...
Go ahead, you got it.
Toxic traits doesn't always have to be toxic towards the person. It can be towards yourself. I have been toxic towards myself by sticking in a relationship that was no longer full of spark. And it definitely drained me out of my energy, put me in a deeper hole of depression, all of that, and I feel like it just causes more serious problems later on in life. That is definitely one of the traits that I've had. Now, one that I do have right now is
That's great. That's cute. But we're talking about the toxic trait you had towards the other person. Don't try to sugarcoat shit here now. Try to make shit sweet and all nice. That's not what we're talking about. Though you are right, and I agree 100%. That's not answering the question. We're talking about you towards somebody else.
Towards somebody else.
Ready. I was always...
All right. Okay. So in the past,
she's like, which one should I pick? Which story?
No, it's not which
one.
It's
not
which one. I gotta make sure it's towards them or towards me. Okay. So, it's freak. It is towards me still. Okay. So a toxic trait in the past is allowing people to get in between our relationship. Allowing people to get in between our relationship. And the reason why I say it's toxic is because it was his family, and knowing how his family was and how he told me how they were, I still, found confidence in telling them, knowing.
And that's what's fucked up, because we hear a lot of shit from other people. Like, one thing I'm going to say to you guys right now as far as talking shit, we all do it. We all talk shit about each other. We're going to keep it brutally honest. Y'all going to follow me right now. But at the end of the day, we all really talk shit about each other. Now, there's levels of talking shit. One of them could just be complaining. Another one can just be venting. Another one could be to your extreme as far as you actually being malicious and putting the person down. At the end of the day, we all talk shit about each other. Your mother talks shit. Your father talks shit. Your brothers, sisters. They all talk shit. They all talk shit. So imagine what your friends are going to say. Now, that might be pessimist and negative, so let's switch it and turn it into something positive. What I mean by that is this. If I'm talking to Keith about you, and I'm talking to Keith, and I could talk to Keith as far as maybe I'm venting, maybe you did something, maybe you didn't do something, and I'm not comfortable enough to just talk to you directly. I need somebody to talk. I don't want to go through all my emotions. I don't even know how I feel right now. But now I'm talking to Keith about it. Now, the way I might relay my message to Keith, he might misunderstand it. So now when Keith sees you and he tells you the same shit, now he's going to tell you how he took it, not how I meant it. Now you're going to take it. This is what you have control of. You shouldn't even fucking take it personal. Why? Because you didn't hear it from me directly. Okay. Period. Mm-hmm. Keith is not going to be able to tell you exactly how I meant it. Only I can do that. He might make shit worse. He might make shit sweeter.
And on top of that, hearing it from somebody else can manipulate your feelings into something that it shouldn't be. If you were to come to me directly, there's more respect with it. But if somebody else were to come to me about it, then rage is going to get mixed in with hurt and misunderstanding.
Yeah, if you're emotionally weak and you don't have control of your own emotions. And this is what I'm talking about as far as being aware. It all comes with awareness. Once you know this shit, once you know that, you know what? Everybody talks shit about each other. Oh, he or she said this and all this. Oh, okay. Big fucking deal. That person ain't fucking tell me. Why didn't that person tell me? Oh, y'all really think I'm going to be thinking about that shit too? Hell fucking no. He ain't tell me because whatever it is. There's 4 agreements by Miguel Ruiz. One of them is don't make assumptions. The other one is don't take anything personal. So if I'm following disagreements, why do I care that much? Everybody fucking talk shit. Oh, fucking well. There's times I vent, there's times I complain, there's times where I'm talking all this and that. Sometimes I might get caught up in my emotions. Oh, and you're right there next to me and I'm like, yo, but you know what, this nigga Keith and blah, 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 and I'm just venting to you. Now I'm cooled down. Maybe I even talked to Keith, but I didn't even have that conversation with Keith about what I spoke to you because what I spoke to you wasn't the real issue. I spoke about the real issue, the root of the problem with the person who I had it with. But now you see us cool and whatever, and now you're like, damn, this nigga is fake, or yo, what the hell's going on? And it wasn't never your business in the first place.
You just lucky to be there for me to vent. Like,
so that's what we're talking about. I used to be the toxic one. I'm gonna answer that. Oh, of course, like you said, especially in the beginning. Especially in the beginning when you're a teenager and you're in your first relationship and things like that. I used to be controlling and I used to be possessive. There used to be times where a girl couldn't even put me on hold. Like you put me on hold and I'm hanging you up and you ain't gonna be able to call me for another week.
Oh my.
I was 17 at that time.
Sometimes the thought process behind that is what's more important than me.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that.
Of course, now you're a woman, you would never admit it, but that's what I'm talking about.
Man, he's about to get pushed off this chair.
You would never admit it.
Right? It's like, when have you ever said sorry? Except when you step on somebody's shoes, no, you blame them because they had your foot on the floor while you were stepping. I got you. I understand. Yo, true. Well, how come their happiness is now your responsibility?
I mean, it's simple. It just says in this day, you said you're responsible. You be accountable for yourself. Be responsible for who you are. So if you putting your happiness in the hands of somebody else, it's like me being upset, saying that somebody else outside of me messed up my self-esteem. That is ridiculous, the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like, to be honest, your happiness is on you. If you put it on somebody else, you are not only cheating yourself, you are definitely cheating your partner because you're putting a responsibility on them that is never their job. That's not their job. Their responsibility is to make themselves happy. Your job is to make yourself happy. And if your happiness intertwines and come together and y'all expand on that, beautiful. But if you're happy, that's how you realize. I mean, but it comes from knowing yourself. Most people that don't know themselves will feel like, well, because they're supposed to make me happy. No, they're not. They're not. You're supposed to make yourself happy. You just got to figure out what makes you happy.
Isn't that your fault by getting with somebody that wasn't happy in the first place? Isn't that your fault when you get somebody and you settle with somebody that's still searching for their own happiness?
Mm-hmm. That's why there's a talking stage and you really shouldn't. I mean, some people make the mistake of, having sex too soon and getting their emotions attached.
I agree, but I say that because of something that you had said. You had commented on one of my shows when I was talking about people's insecurities. It's not my responsibility. And you had said, but if you get with this person, you actually made it your responsibility. Oh, yeah. So that's where I'm trying to come at true with, as far as if you got with this person and they're already unhappy and you still got with this person, you still don't feel like now you took on the responsibility to make them happy because that's what they believe.
That's my decision. If I decide, if they feel like, if we have that conversation and they feel like that, and I decide, like, I want to, that's my choice. But if it's not my responsibility, no, it's still not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility to take on nothing from them. That's not. Unless, I can expand on helping you, I can even want to help you find your path. Sometimes you can be the tool to help them find who they really are. That's why some people come in your life as a lesson and not your lover. You know what I'm saying? I can be that tool, but I am not responsible to make you happy. So,
you have to want to help yourself too.
What do you guys think? Do you feel like your partner's happiness is your responsibility? I want to know what you think, Keith, real quick.
Honestly, man, I'm slightly torn because when we initially talked about it, when you brought it up, I believe I was siding with that as far as, it shouldn't be their responsibility. You should be happy first before you get into the relationship. But as I really sit back and think about it, and like just think of examples in my mind, a part of me feel like, well, if I'm married, my wife's happiness might be somewhat my responsibility, and only in the sense of this. And like I said, I'm just thinking of examples. If I'm married and I know my wife like roses or she likes fresh flowers, if I buy her flowers on her birthday and you know they last a month, they last a couple of weeks, and they die. If I don't replace them, and she starts bringing up in conversations where she's like, you know, you don't even do shit like you used to. You don't even put the flowers out. You did it on my birthday. You did it. You know I like flowers. Now, what I mean by that is if you know that makes her happy as her partner, as the person that she wants to be with too, wouldn't you want to make her happy or do those things that will make her happy? And what I mean by that is taking on the responsibility of, I know my woman like this, I'm not going to let it be to where somebody else can do it.
Okay, bet. I give you that.
Got him.
Okay, thank you.
Got him.
Your choice, again, that goes back to what I said as my choice. Even in a marriage, that's your choice if you want to take on that role. It's still not your responsibility. Just like you said, you gave out the flowers, she did all that, and then it starts slow down, and she like, you don't even do nothing no more. This and that. Oh, you what would appreciate? Now, I mean, as a man, this is your first and initial reaction. You're gonna initially be like, where is the appreciation?
I was just gonna say that.
Like, okay, there was no appreciation there. So if I have to take on the responsibility of making you happy, you need to take on the responsibility of some appreciation, Miss Ungrateful. I'm just saying.
Well, when you gave her the flowers, she could have.
That's your choice. You don't have to. That's not your job. That's not your job. It's your choice. Choice over responsibility. Your responsibility is you making sure. Now, if you decide that's your choice, if that makes you happy to make your woman happy, and that's a part of your happiness, and that's a part of you, then yes, if you feel like you have a responsibility, live it. Live your life. But it's not your responsibility.
I mentioned in regards to if it was my wife. As far as somebody that I'm actually married to, it's not just a relationship, a situationship, a friends with benefits type of thing. Nice. This is my partner that I plan or choose to spend the rest of my life with. And that's what we're talking about, the choice. So when I made that choice of being a spouse came with some responsibility. Now I'm not saying that I'm her sunshine. I'm her everything. I'm just saying
you want to be, and that's why you keep giving her flowers every day. I get you.
That's a choice. But wouldn't I want to do that? That's my point.
Choice.
Yo, Kevin, responsibility. You nailed it. You have to live through and witness crazy shit to label those givers, takers, and pretenders. I'm glad you fixed your tie. I used to be toxic, but not anymore. Okay, nice. That's great. Nice. Tina, some people think that they can fix them. That's an issue. There are people think that they can fix other people. Let me see. Monroe, right? I'm with him on that. You made that choice through your vows, though. Now, that's what they're talking about. Tina, only you can make yourself happy first before you can be happy with someone else. That I do agree with that. And Kevin, if you don't make it your responsibility to make your partner happy,
someone else will.
The next person will.
And that's why I said my wife.
But
we'll go there. Again, can I? You know what? I'll let the ladies first. I'll let the ladies first because I'm ready.
So what we're talking about now,
I'm ready.
We got people tuning in. What we're talking about now is your responsibility to make your partner happy. In other words, is your partner's happiness your responsibility? That's what we're talking about right now.
Okay, so two people should be happy with themselves before they get into a relationship and solidify it.
Rarely happens nowadays, but you're right.
Yeah, it really happens. It really happens because we do so much with our time. We get tired and we look.
No, we just don't care enough, and we don't put enough on priority on relationships. That's it. Time is irrelevant. Time is only relevant due to the amount of interest we actually have.
Facts.
So it goes like this, and I've said this before. I want to meet Shorty. Shorty's an hour away. I like her. that hour drive feels like 5 minutes. I want to see Shorty. Or, a matter of fact, I don't really want to see Shorty. But she's only 5 minutes away. Those 5 minute drive feels like a whole hour.
Facts. I want to attack those comments. I'm ready to get those comments on this.
You feel me?
With the vows part. Can I slide on the vows part? Who said something about the vows? You taking on it?
Monique said something about you made that choice through your vows though.
All right, in their vows, it tells you, I mean, a lot of times, you know, and through sickness and health, do you choose to love this person? Yes, you made the choice. But did it say in the vows, are you responsible through sickness and health? You know why? Because you're saying to them, I'm choosing you. And with my happiness, now understand, not every, and like you said, I'll bounce back on what you both were saying. You know, if you're supposed to be, you know, figure out your happiness first. That's not always the case because some people haven't found their happinesses. Yep. But your responsibility is to figure out yourself first. Mm-hmm. Figure out what's going to make you tick, what makes you work. The moment you put that in anybody else's hands, you will never, ever, ever be happy because you're putting an expectation on them and they're living their life. They are who they are. They were who they were when they got with you, when they decided to make those vows with you, when they decided to do all those things and you was like, oh, this and that. All that is cute. But at the end of the day, what's really real is if I decide to do that, you still have to decide for yourself what makes you happy. And if you feel like that, oh, what makes me happy is when he buys me flowers and that's on him. Even if the man decides to, you are still fighting a losing battle because what happens when he does it? Just like that, the complaining. Then you want to find someone else. Okay, you can find someone else, but he may want to give you flowers, but he may also want to beat on you. You never know what you're jumping into. Figure yourself out first. Don't try to put your responsibilities on the next person.
And this is why relationships can't last because those are old standards and this is a new society nowadays. Like we were just talking about, relationship ain't how they used to be.
Facts.
And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not the same. Whatever spectrum y'all want to put that on, that's your choice, whatever it is. But this is why relationships don't last nowadays. Like you were saying, looking for a relationship. People don't care about relationships nowadays. Most people. There are still a lot of people that they still have those old standards. They still have those old morals, those old beliefs. When they're growing up, those family values. They still want that. They still want to grow. They still want to build with a family. Those people are rare. And when you do meet these people, they're so hurt that it's gonna take you years for them to open up. And who got years nowadays when we living in a life of instant gratification? If I send you a text, I want to respond like it's on Messenger or something like that. You feel me? I seen you open it. I seen the 3 dots. You was trying to say something. What was you trying to say that you did like? Leave me alone with that bullshit. I respond when I want to respond. That's why it's called texting. If we was on the phone and I stay shut, then all right, cool, you can say. But if you send me a text and I ain't respond, I don't care if I saw it. I respond when I can and or whenever I feel like it. And whenever I feel like it is going to depend on the interest and also the urgency of the matter. Because you could be hitting me up about something important. And if it's something important, then I'm gonna put whatever I got going on down. And I'm like, I'm gonna make sure if you good, or how's your kid, how you doing, you got an accent, or you got a flat tire, whatever. All right, cool. But if you're just talking to me about how's your day going, Poppy, I could answer that whenever I feel like. I don't feel like I have to go park the work truck now, and so now be like, you can wait. You can wait. If it was serious, you would have called. And that's what I'm saying. Now, let's try to do this in 10 minutes. We got 1, 2, 3 topics to go.
Let's get it.
Do we ever outgrow being friends with benefits? No. Bella, that's your topic. Open it up, por favor.
The reason why I don't feel like we outgrow friends with benefits is because once we get comfortable, once we are in a relationship, and we get comfortable, that relationship ends. What are we going to go do? Find a rebound. That rebound ends up being friends with benefits. And then we get stuck on it.
So do we ever outgrow being friends with benefit? Do we ever outgrow? Yes or no?
No.
No?
I mean...
Okay. True.
I disagree. Like being
Yes or no? Do you outgrow it? Yes or no?
Yes, you outgrow it, but
Yeah, I say you outgrow it.
You do outgrow it, and you're saying no.
No, my bad. Hold on. Yes, you do outgrow it.
Okay, so y'all both saying that there comes a times where y'all do outgrow being friends with benefits.
Yes.
Okay, well, what do you feel about that?
No.
No?
No.
But I said we still getting it.
What I mean by that is
So I
this.
got yes.
Here's what I'm being honest. I mean, let's keep it real. If we set the standard, if I'm kicking it with Shorty, she cool, whatever, and it's like, look, you know, we smash, whatever the case may be, but it's like, look, you don't want to be in a relationship, I don't want to be in a relationship, but if you got that itch, give me a call type thing. I'm not going to ever be beyond that with that person. It's like that old saying, why milk the cow if it's being given to me for free? Like, and I'm just saying in regards to friends with benefits. I'm just saying in regards to friends with benefits. You can't. To me, there's no outgrowing that, because if that's the situation y'all created, that's gonna be the situation y'all stay in. And if any person tries to break that and be like, you know what, I caught feelings now, the other person's gone.
Not always. Not always. I mean, do you ever outgrow being friends with benefits? There really is no clear-cut answer. There really is no yeses or no no's. It really just depends as far as what type of friend they are and what type of benefits you're getting.
And outgrowing doesn't mean that it'll last. It'll just mean that it went into something more.
But it depends on what. So like I said, it depends what type of friend they are, and also what type of benefits they're giving you. What you said, I got the thought in my head.
I was saying Jaylene agrees with me. She said no because someone always catches feelings in friends with benefits.
Most of the times, yes, that's true. But like I was saying, it does depend on what type of benefits it is. Now, right here, we're under the assumptions as far as it's only a physical.
Sex.
Yeah, it's only physical pleasure. It's only sex. That's the only benefit.
Yeah.
That might be the case for you, but for the other person, could be just compassion. Could be company. Can be somebody to spend time with. Okay, they know they're being used, but you're using that person for their time as well too. So do you ever outgrow that? One of them will. Eventually, one of them will, and the other person is still cool. The other person is still chilling. Now that's where the communication comes involved, you know, and things like that. Most of the times, people that get into that, they don't even know what they want yet. And then they on this situation as far as, oh, we're just friends with benefits. But in the beginning, I told you I really didn't want nothing serious. But then we've been messing around for a year now, and this is all I want to do. And I still don't want nothing else with you. So now you're going to be like, damn, is this person preventing me from meeting somebody else that has potential? Or is it that I'm good the way it is?
Well,
comes with awareness.
Let me chime in just a little bit. Let me ask you this, Stitch. You ever just eat macaroni and cheese with nothing else?
Sometimes it has bacon on it. Sometimes it has extra cheese. You know, things like that.
But usually
I'll tell you something right now.
How about this? How about
KFC mac and cheese ain't the same as Boston Market.
You ever eat broccoli? You ever eat just broccoli? You ever eat just broccoli by itself? Just broccoli.
Sometimes I sprinkle some salt.
Or just rice. Like something just like by itself. You ain't even try to spice it up, throw a little nothing in it. Just
we ain't got no spices, bro. You
Nah, bro. Even my beef patty need cheese and cocoa bread.
My point is saying what I'm saying, and what I'm bringing up is this. The reason why I say it ain't never gonna go anywhere beyond what it is because of this factor. If you set it up as a friends with benefit, you set it up as a side. Meaning, you never thought it was an entree. You never thought of it as the main. Because if you did, you would have never placed it in the friends with benefits category. You would have went hard until it became what you wanted.
Bro, maybe you wasn't even hungry enough and you just went to the restaurant just for appetizers.
Dang, I can't.
Maybe that's all you want.
Hey, they be having appetizers.
But I get where you at though. I get where you at though.
Yeah, they do.
But I ain't going front. I go there for the appetizer sometimes. But they usually got some meat on.
Sometimes people have friends with benefits because they don't have a time for a relationship. They don't want to put in that effort. It's just somebody that they can call, that they can have comfort.
Yes.
They just want someone that they can be with for the night. Right after they got a little, showdown.
Yeah, I remember those days.
All right, we got 2 topics to talk about. It's really 3, but I'm gonna put them on the floor, and I'm gonna let you guys decide which one y'all want to talk about more. I know which one I want to talk, but I don't want to be biased. I want you guys to decide. What's the rush of getting into a relationship when I'm the prize? I really know where you at. Or you love to be feared because you fear to be loved.
I'm kind of intrigued on what the back end of what you love to be feared because you fear to be loved is about. I'm real kind of intrigued about that. I mean,
so the 2 of them is on that. What about you, Stitch?
It don't matter what I want, so whatever you want.
Well, it sort of matters. Nah, it sort of matters because right now I'm on the what's the rush of getting into a relationship when I'm a prize. So you would actually be either the tying vote or the breaking vote.
Fantastic. I
I
love
had
the
to
questions
having
on
all 4 of us.
Go ahead.
let's get it. What you
Do
feel
your
like doing,
thing.
Stitch? What you doing, bro? Let's go.
I mean, I want to talk about
What's the
both.
rush of getting into a relationship when you're the prize? Meaning you're the one that's ready you're the one that's ready, you're the one that's set, you're the one that's stable, you're the one that took care of your own insecurities, you're the one that's already secure with yourself, you already got your self-esteem, you're already confident,
So
you
what are you
already
waiting
are
for?
you're doing, and you're already there, you're already at the prize, and you're already there to be selected. But no, you want to go for the first person that wants a relationship with you. Why? Like you ain't got nothing else to offer. Like you don't know your own self-worth. Like you don't even know who you really are. Like you don't know yourself. Like you're still walking around this world with a damn mask on because you're so scared of actually being yourself. No, you already went through the problems. You already went through the pain. You already healed your own wounds. You already healed all your scars. You already did what you had to do to heal yourself. So you're ready and you're stable to be in a relationship. So why the hell are you over here waiting, or you want to go into a rush with a relationship just because a girl likes you, just because a girl thinks you're cute? No,
because your boy keeps saying get in a relationship.
No.
You go on double dates.
One word. Potential.
Okay, that could be a factor, but I'm gonna say this because I love the way he put all of that together. Honestly, I'm trying to look around and see if he had it written down somewhere because that sounded performed. But I'm gonna say this: if you that damn sure of yourself, with all of that you just said, you mean to tell me you can't find the right woman? I'm not saying you have to rush as far as the first one. But goddamn it, the way you sounded, you should know her blood type when you meet her. And if you don't, bro, my question is this. For you to have all of that stuff and be as ready as you are, what are you waiting for?
I'm half and half with the top.
Somebody else that's on the same.
Somebody
else that's on the same.
So you are naturally.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is you are naturally a go-getter, and you're waiting for somebody to be found? No, she gonna be a go-getter too.
What are we hustling bitches out? Is that what we're doing? What am I doing?
I said go-getter. I didn't say hustler.
Also, now I have to go out there and pimp myself. Now I'm a slut. That's what you're calling me. So because I'm ready, we're talking, right, girl? So hold up. So I got to put myself on the damn fucking corner, and the first fiend that wants to come and cop me, I'm down with it. Get the fuck out my face with that shit.
So the rush of getting into a relationship is.
So how I look like a damn crackhead?
No, but if you're that sure of yourself, you should know what you want and what you don't. At this point, it shouldn't take the first woman coming up to you for you to be like, oh, I'm supposed to take her. You're going to know off bat if you do or you don't. But at the end of the day, if the woman that's been around, the one that keeps coming around and you know that she ain't the one, why keep having her?
Because the sex might be great. I'm sorry, I just couldn't wait for that. Sorry, that was my fault.
We've all been in relationships longer than we had just because of the sex. Just because the sex was good, we stayed in that. And that's very bad. I learned that.
Yeah, me too.
So let's just keep it common.
All of us said,
Don't stay because of the kids. So now let's end the topic. Let's just end the show, guys. Let's just end the show.
Wait,
you love to be feared.
Yes.
Because you fear to be loved.
Yeah.
Y'all open it up. I'm going to close it.
I'm not scared to be loved.
You're not scared to be loved?
Nope.
I've been brokenhearted so much that I'm starting to break hearts.
My
I don't
fear.
mean to, but I mean, I'm so scared that.
My fear isn't the love; it's the attachment that comes with it. Because we
Same
all
difference.
we say
True.
we want
Talk to me.
conditional.
Talk to
we
me.
say we want unconditional,
Take
but
time.
we all know. It all
You love
comes
to
with
be
conditions.
feared because you fear to be loved.
I ain't
True.
gonna lie, I'm not afraid to be loved. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable, be myself, who I am. But I'm not. One thing I would say is you to do that to the wrong person. So I guess, in a sense, it's like I'm a
What emotion you think is stronger, fear or love?
love always.
Funny. Fear.
Love.
Bella.
Fear.
Love.
Fear is a lot stronger than love.
So though, for those, what do
But
you guys think?
love always
What
wins.
emotion is stronger,
Love keeps
fear
it.
or love? We got one love, we got two fears here. I want to see from the viewers. Y'all don't even have to put the whole
You don't know how to
letter.
count.
Put F or put L.
Hey, where y'all at, bro? I need some L's in
Where's
here,
your
y'all. They're like,
love or fear?
I'm in the section, like.
Well, I'm a little confused because y'all said fear, but I could have sworn we all agree that fear doesn't even exist.
Who said fear doesn't exist?
That's what people's misconception is, that fear only exists in the mind.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Right?
You
No,
can say it's in your mind,
It's
but
that.
as an instinct, a human instinct, fight or flight is real.
Yeah, facts. These are facts.
But-
That's
But
it
it's
from
in your
fear.
mind. But
Period.
it all goes back to it's all here. It's all here. It's all here.
What's more predictable, love or fear?
Fear.
Fear is more predictable.
Yup.
Fear.
Interesting. But you still feel that love is a stronger emotion when
Because
you can't
love-
even count on love?
Love is spontaneous.
When you can't even count on love? When love is blind? When
No, love isn't.
Hell yeah, love is blind.
Love is
but
only
I'm talking
blind
the
when you
truth
don't
right now. I'm
love
talking
yourself.
the truth because he said
Love is only
he chose love.
So,
So you're saying that love is a stronger emotion.
Facts.
Cool. I'm just diving into your brain right now.
Facts, that's good.
Great, that's all. I'm okay with that. But you also said that fear is more predictable than love.
facts.
If we say that, then that's equivalent to saying love is inconsistent.
I mean, love is all around. Love is inconsistent because it's gonna be always there. It's gonna always be there. Whether if the person is inconsistent, like or whoever it is inconsistent, the love is there. There is love. Like you can always you can count through the decades and through all the years. One thing that's always been here is love. Just as much as when you try to use fear. I mean, I say fear is predictable because when fear is used or however it's happened, the results are always predictable. It's gonna be the same. Love is gonna be here, bro. It's when we go, love is gonna be here. There's gonna be somebody that understands love outside of it.
Can you measure love?
Never.
Can you measure fear?
Yep.
Interesting.
That being said,
Do people love more things or fear more things in this world? I'm talking neutral.
Do people love more things or fear more things?
Yeah, in this world. In your opinion,
Love more things.
you think they love more things? Interesting. But yeah, we're all scared to die, right? We all have a fear of mortality?
Does everybody have that fear of mortality?
No, most people do.
Most people do.
if
Yeah.
you could die, would you choose
So
to
most
die with
people
the one
don't.
you loved?
Indeed.
Me? No,
Well,
I want
I mean,
them to
you
keep
said
going.
mortality.
I want them to keep going, keep living their life because they got kids on this world too. I need to make sure they're good. So I'm okay. I could die right now and I'm okay.
Spirit is stronger too.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with love and fear, guys. You love to be feared. Let's break it down because there's two parts to this sentence. You love to be feared. Why do you love to be feared? Why? Because fear is a stronger emotion. Fear is more consistent. Fear is more predictable. And not just that. Fear is easily can be controlled more than love. That's why majority of the people would rather be feared than love because love is too unpredictable. So it goes, you love to be feared. Why? You love to be feared because you have control of the situation. You love to be feared because you know how to maneuver around your life. Because using this fear as an advantage, using this fear, whatever fear, their fear, your fear, whatever it is, as a tool to do what you got to do and move forward in life. You use this fear. I spoke about it on the show. Not every fear is bad. So, like one of my fears is I have a fear of being a bad father, so I'm going to be there for my kid. I use that fear and turn it into a positive. But I'm using that fear. I'm not using the love of my child to show him and be the better dad. No, what motivates me personally, we all could be different. Personally, it's my fear that motivates me. Because if it was love, that's my son. I'm going to always love him. I'm his father. He's going to always love me. That's love. But when you fear somebody not loving you anymore, you're going to react a certain way. So why do you love to be feared? Because you fear to be loved. You fear to be loved because the same thing. Love is unpredictable. Love can change. Love has different temperatures. Like we said, love takes work. You have to keep putting into that work to that love to make it grow, to make it fizzle, to make it spark, to have that passion, to have that ember sparking up and things like that. It takes work for love. It takes work for love. We don't appreciate love as much as we appreciate fear. We put more value, majority of us, we put more value on fear than what we do with love. Mainly because we've all been hurt. So because we hurt, now we know, oh snap, if I allow myself to fall for this person, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I might act erratic. I might act envious. I might act jealous. But when you're scared, you're not going to even be around.
All right, like you said, I'll jump off the whole, the working and all that thing, working for love. But like we'll use a lot of old marriages and things like that they work, that they stuck around. And you see the power of actual love. You see the power of how, that's why I always say love will be stronger than fear. Yes, it has fear as a powerful tool. I'm not going to downplay fear, how powerful the fear tool is, but love is a way more. Yes, it takes harder work. It takes a lot of things like that. It may have that happen, but once it's in your life, when it's this actual thing, because most people use the fear of love to assess love, but when you actually understand the real love and it's actually in your life, how powerful it is, those things fade away. The fear, like if I don't shoot, like I said, I don't shoot down nobody using the fear to train a child, upbringing. But your love should be strong. I feel like my love is going to be stronger because I'm not afraid that you stop loving. That's not going to stop me from loving them. That's not, just those situations where your child may, or they go a time in their life where they're not rocking with you. They're not feeling you. Everything you say don't mean nothing. You could possibly lose them in that time. You're going to work in those ways, but that's not going to change the outcome. But your love is going to always stand through. If your love stands through, even when the times of darkness, when they're not feeling you, we're not this and that, and then all of a sudden it just clicks one day, and out of all of it, it's like, because everybody, no matter what, you still remember, dang, I still love my moms. Dang, I still do this and that. Even if I've grown up where love wasn't there. Even people that say, everybody still longs for that love. Regardless of whatever, everybody still has that longing for that love. Why? Because it's more powerful. Because when it takes control of you and it gets a hold of you and it does the things that it can accomplish, is way more powerful than fear. Fear is a constricting thing. Love, like you said, it's inconsistent. Why is it inconsistent? Because there's no measure to it, because it's limitless, bro. It's a limit. There's a such thing called unconditional love. Limitless, bro. It's way more stronger than fear, bro. That can die out easy.
I'll say this, and maybe that we can end it from there. I would say life feared is ordinary. A life loved is extraordinary.
And
the thing about that, though, and you already touched on this, is not everybody's looking for extraordinary. They're complacent with ordinary.
Very true. Very true.
Cool. So I'm not gonna disagree with anything that you said. True. As far as love, can overcome all and things like that. That's cool. But I remember growing up, and then with our parents, even with our siblings and things like that. We love each other. Like even my moms, of course. To this day, I love my moms. But if my mom told me to do something, I didn't do it because I loved her. I did it because I feared she was going to beat my fucking ass. Thank y'all all for tuning in. This is a great episode of Brutally Honest. Tuning out, your boy Stitches NBC.
Let's get it, bro.
Your boy, bro.
I guess I'm just leaving. Everybody here staying. I do want to end this show with an announcement. It's actually a surprise announcement. You're probably going to be mad at me about this. So this is a surprise announcement, and it goes something like this. Nothing lasts forever. For every beginning, there is an end. For every end, there is also a beginning. And that's the true definition of life is balance. This was actually the last show, Brutally Honest.
Ooh.
When we have people here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I want to thank everybody that made themselves available. I want to thank everybody that had the commitment to be around for every Tuesday at 8 o'clock for Brutally Honest. But you guys deserve me to be brutally honest with y'all as long as the people sitting next to me. And that's why I'm taking the time now to put it on live like that. I've reached the point where I'm a lobster. And the life of a lobster goes like this. Once a lobster outgrows his shell, he feels uncomfortable. He feels constricted. So what do lobsters do? This is a true fact. The lobster will break out of its shell, will go into hiding or find another shell or even develop a new shell that can fit him so he can keep on growing.
Indeed.
I say that to say this. Some things happened to me over a couple of weekends, very positive, impactful. I affected a lot of people. The way I affected them was talking to them one-on-one. That's how I felt fulfilled with my own life purposes. We all have our own life purposes. We all have our own life. We all have to do what it is that we need to do for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you in that coffin. It's going to be you with those regrets, and it's going to be you with those memories, and only you can be proud of what you did or what you didn't achieve in this world. Time is very valuable. If you wake up breathing, you woke up with a chance to get closer to fulfilling your goals. I say that because we did a show and you actually tuned in on this. I had Bella, I had Liz, and I had Brittany. And when I did that live and I'm talking to people one-on-one, I felt in my heart that I was making an impact. I don't give a fuck about the views. I don't give two shits about the damn comments. I don't give a fuck. I'm being real. I don't care about that. I ain't do this shit because it's fun. I did this because it fulfills my soul and my heart. And I'd rather affect one person at a time and have them spread that message to 1,000 people than me talk to a whole 1,000 people at once. So from now on, I prefer it to be Tuesdays at 8 o'clock for Brutally Honest. But every week will be a surprise guest. Get on that waiting list. It's already a waiting list. Get on that waiting list. I prefer it to be Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. But if I hit Keith up, True, and yo, y'all want to talk to me about this, y'all gonna come up with the topics now. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be what the hell I want to talk about. It's gonna be what you guys gonna want to talk about that's going to improve your life or somebody that you know around you. Let's make the fucking difference. And let's do it. Let's not just fucking talk about the shit either. And it goes like that. From now on, that's how it's going to be. So if anybody hits me up, yo, want to talk about this, blah, 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 cool. I prefer Tuesdays at 8. But you tell me, that don't really work for me. Can we do it at 9? Bet. Can we do it on Thursday? Can we do it? Bet. I will make myself available because that's what I love to do. I'm going to make myself available to try to help those in need. And I know you guys love me, and I know everybody here actually respects me for being so brutally honest. Thank y'all all for everything. There's been a great journey, but it's time to level up. It ain't no time to be comfortable. It ain't no time to be stagnant. I did not start this shit to stay in this shit. This is worldwide, and I have to make myself available for that.
Time to build.
Thank y'all all for tuning in. It's been a great episode of Brutally Honest. I am your host, Stitches NBC, and tonight I've been joined with
Bella.
Terrell True Walton, Notorious True. You know what's good.
And y'all already know it's your boy Brutal Keith.
Hasta luego. You like the accent? You like the accent? I can make a fake Jamaican that sounds Irish.